Another adjustment, which was made way early on, was the cold opens. Do you remember what we used to do for the intros?
No.
So we pretty much did a couple things. One, we did what we always do now when we're recording. We just start. I bring us in. I say, "Welcome to episode 36. We're talking about this," and then we're gonna like briefly touch on the different segments we're gonna talk about. And then we start into the first segment. What we do now is I take a clip, something that's either funny, something that's interesting, something that's a hot take, something that has some sort of disagreement or debate, and put a 20-second, 30-second, 40-second clip in front, and it's the cold open. And then it goes into our
Okay.
podcast jingle.
Okay. Yeah.
Silly pride insists that's all. Andrew Rappin and Wild Bulls. Together they talk sports and dreams. Right behind the scenes. It seems. Fingers and wide. Who to call? Who's the greatest? Who will fall with this rivalry? Loud and clear. Join the chat. It's time to hear. Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew Sistat, glad unite. Philly and Y in the spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 36. We have reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Congrats.
We did it. Congrats to you, man.
Congrats to both of us.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Very exciting. So we want to talk about it. Instead of just having a conversation with just us two, we figured let's talk about it. Let's do an episode. Let's have an informal conversation about it so we can thank the people, thank the subscribers, the 1,001 subscribers. And we can thank people that have helped us out along the way and the people that have tuned in from the very beginning.
Let's do it. Happy to talk about it.
We can talk the future of the podcast.
Mm.
We can look back and reflect on what we did in the beginning, what we did wrong, what we've improved on. So, fun episode.
Yeah. Love a good reminiscing. So let's go.
Let's start off. We talked about this briefly earlier. So you said you were at work and you saw that we were at 998 or 999.
Yeah, I was at work. I don't know why. I just every now and again, randomly, I'll just check and see how many views we have and how many subscribers. And I saw that we were at 999. And I walked out of. I have my own little office, and I walked out and just said, "Oh, damn! We're at 999 subscribers, but everyone at work already subscribes, so nobody could
Nice.
could throw us that one extra bone." And then probably less than an hour later, you had texted me a picture, and I knew exactly what it was going to be. I was like, "Well, there we go. That must be the 1K," and it was. So, it was cool. Pretty cool feeling. Pretty funny way to find out just looking at 999, and then very shortly thereafter, we got to 1K. So that was cool. A lot of fun.
Yeah. How often do you monitor these? So you said every once in a while you check it?
Yeah, I mean, I watch all of the shorts and stuff, and I like all the videos, and I don't think I might have commented a couple of times, but yeah, I'll just check every once in a while just to really see how the videos are doing, how many views are on each video and how many subscribers that we have. That's really mostly what I'm doing.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, and it's always kind of interesting to see which ones get for us insane amounts of views.
The shorts especially, it's really surprising.
The shorts, and that one, what was that one about AJ Brown that wasn't even interesting at all?
I asked you, I said, do you remember who AJ Brown was traded for? And you were just like,
oh yeah,
a first and a second.
Yeah,
and it has 4,000 views somehow.
Yeah, it's so uninteresting.
I know,
but whatever. I guess AJ Brown was a hot topic that week. I think a lot of it is it's timing, it's relevance. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'll do on the page is just check out some very raw stats and data and stuff. So yeah, it just happened to be funny timing today with the 999.
Yeah. I check pretty regularly, but I also, when we post certain episodes that I believe are going to get more views, I check it more often. So I've been checking more often because of the Phillies and Mets episodes have been out. So I knew we were going to pick up. So I think when we went to record the Phillies and Mets season preview episodes, we were at 938.
Mm-hmm.
So 62 or 63 extra subscribers just from those 2 episodes. And then we have the
Yeah.
Yankees one coming out. Well, when we put this out, the Yankees one will already be out. So we'll probably be well over 1K by the
Nice.
time you guys are all watching this.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about your experience, man.
So
Did
I knew we
somebody
were going
tell
to get
you?
some.
Oh, you
No,
get notified.
it's really weird. So we have 1,001 subscribers right now on YouTube. I've probably been notified 10 times. It's real, and it's random. Like
I was gonna say,
I'll go.
is it every 100? Because that would be 10.
No, it's a random. It's completely random. Maybe it's not. I just haven't figured it out. But to me, maybe it's like the way someone subscribes. I have no idea. But to me, it seems very random when I get notified. No, so I knew we were going to get to 1,000. We were at like 9. I think going into Sunday, we were at like 970. So I figured between Sunday and then Monday morning and early Monday afternoon, we'd get to 1,000. So I was checking every couple of hours this morning to see what was going on. And then, no, I actually went on the YouTube page. I mean, I was just working on my computer anyway. So I just went to the other tab and then I saw, 1,000. Checked it like 3 times. It was at 998, then 999, and then 1,000. So, and then I took a screenshot and sent it to you, and I sent it to a few other people.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So it seems like we had similar reactions, though.
Yeah, I would say I don't think surprised is the word, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I guess I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah, I think so.
It's interesting. It's kind of still an odd feeling to know that like 1,000 people like have at least, I'm sure they're not avid hardcore. Obviously, they're not listening to every single episode or every short.
No,
but
but
like,
to subscribe to an episode, you either have to like the content or just like the people.
yes, or dislike them to rile
Perhaps.
yourself up. Yeah,
Perhaps.
yeah, to make yourself feel better about your sports takes. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're saying
I think
they listen to you to make themselves feel smart.
yes, yeah, exactly. So you're welcome. No, I think it was cool. I had sent that shot to Jenna, and she asked me like, was that your goal? Like starting out, was that like your goal? And I was like, not really. Like we didn't really have a goal per se.
I think we talked about it in the first episode, and I was listening to the first episode today.
Oh God, that was probably a trip.
It wasn't that bad, by the way.
Really? Oh, good. That's good to hear.
The production aspect, we're going to get into that, was terrible. But the conversation flow was actually pretty good.
Okay, good. Yeah, but just thinking, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't ever think we really had a goal. I think it was more so just, hey,
to have fun.
Yeah, let's have fun. Let's have some funny conversations, and that's it. And that's kind of really all we've done. Every single time here. But yeah, still just a cool, proud feeling. Again, just odd knowing that like 1,000 people have listened to us talk to each
exactly.
other.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I know. It's very cool. I think I agree. And I know, we obviously know in the grand scheme of like YouTube and podcasts, 1,000 subscribers is nothing. It's minuscule.
Sure.
But for a small little podcast, 2 people that have jobs and lives and just decided to do this 7 months ago, because it's only been 7 months.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big milestone. I feel like it's pretty cool. And just to think about, like, if you just start on the top of your head, thinking about counting in your mind, like 1,000 people, it's really hard to get to 1,000. That's actually a good amount of people.
Yeah, one thing I was going to say is like, I know like a lot of our friends and family subscribe, obviously, but I don't have, even if we're splitting it in half, like 500 friends or close family members.
No.
So,
I think most of our friends and family subscribed in the first month and a half or so. And in the first like 2 months, we were at like 63 subscribers. I assume like about 50.
Stuck. Yeah.
I think around 50-ish were probably family and friends.
Yeah, we were stuck under 100 for a while, I think.
Yeah.
And then we started hitting our stride, man.
We had some good fortune. We had the Yankees run to the World Series, and then we had the Eagles Super Bowl run. Both of those things really helped a lot.
For sure. Definitely.
The Yankees losing the World Series was probably the best thing for the podcast.
Yes. And the best thing for me.
And the best thing for you. Well, the Phillies winning would have been the best thing for you.
Yeah, that's true. Yankees losing close second.
Close. Phillies beating the Yankees would have been the best.
Oh God, that would have been hilarious. We all know that would never happen, but that would be really great.
No, that can't happen. All right. Let's talk about the evolution of the podcast. I mentioned earlier how I went back and watched listened to the first episode, and I thought the conversation flow was pretty good. You said you were nervous going to that, really the first couple, right? Are those nerves gone?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
They are very gone. I think I'm surprised to hear you saying that the first episode was good. I remember in the beginning.
Go back and watch it or listen to it.
Yeah, I remember in the beginning, like I don't know. I feel like we got into some odd conversation. I mean, what did we? Was there a podcast about some? I don't know. I don't know. Was there like Native American like people trying to build arenas on Native American soil and 14-year-olds taking extra protein? I don't know. There was some really weird stuff in there.
Well, that wasn't me and you.
I know.
We're going to talk about the third person that was on.
Okay.
I have some very complimentary things to say of him.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, he was great. He really kind of got us started, and that was great. But I think he's got just kind of an interesting mind. Had some interesting things to say. But
it did. Yeah. To your point, though. Yeah, it did turn us in directions that we'd no longer go towards.
Yeah. And not really fair to him too, because you and I have been having conversations for 12 years now, right? 11 years, something like that.
Very specific type of conversations. So yes.
So
and I think if he stayed on, we probably would have figured it out a little bit more.
Sure. But yeah, I totally agree with that. But the one thing I was going to say, so I was definitely very nervous in the beginning. One, I looking back, it's like such a silly thing to be nervous about, but obviously the more you do it, just the more comfortable you get with it. And it's funny, before we had my brother on, I remember he was saying he was really nervous too. So I guess it just kind of comes with it. And what else is funny is a lot of people like have told me, like, man, like like I would never do that. So like the fact that you're just doing it on YouTube is like really, it takes some stones, which I don't know. I mean, maybe it does, but I was just nervous.
I wouldn't give it any thought about.
Yeah, it wasn't that. I guess I didn't want to sound dumb, which now I don't really care about because I know I say dumb things, so it's whatever. But I remember in the beginning, I was trying.
You were holding back.
No, I was holding back a little bit, but I think the thing that I had to get over the most was I was definitely trying to podcast. Like I was trying to come up with talking points, and like I remember the recap of the Eagles' first game. I remember I like had a list of things that I was just like looking back on that.
I remember this. Didn't I say like get rid of the list? Didn't I make a comment to you? I think I remember.
Probably.
I think I remember saying to you, like, get rid of the list. Just do your thing and just spew.
Yeah, and I definitely stuck with the list, and it probably sounds like awful, and it was probably. I'm sure it was just like me, just nonstop gabbing for like 45 minutes about the Eagles. But since then, I think I feel as though it's just become a lot more conversational, a lot more fun, and it just I think we are better now at. I'm better now. You were probably like this the whole time.
No, we're both better.
Well, I don't think you had that same problem that I did. Like, I don't think you had the I'm going to try to podcast issue that I did. I think you
had a little bit of a different problem.
What was that?
Okay, so because like for whatever reason, I think maybe you know the reason more than I do, but we kind of took this role as where like I was kind of leading, kind of like quarterbacking the pod, right? And it stayed that way, right? It has stayed that way.
Yes.
But I think the way my problem was, the way I was asking questions or bringing up topics to you was in a way that was not best suited for you to answer. And what I mean by that is I was asking open-ended questions, very open-ended, like, And I still do this sometimes, but there's certain topics I think it's okay. And then I would just say something like, baseball season starts soon. What do you think? And your strength is that when you take a certain specific question or topic and talk about that, as opposed to be given like you
Mm.
need, like you're really good when you're given some sort of little bit of direction, running with it and saying some ridiculous, elaborate, you know, thing, and
Yeah,
it makes it funny. And then I ask about that, and then we disagree and debate back and forth. Whereas opposed to me just giving you an open-ended subject and you just having to figure out what direction you want to go.
right. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty fair description. So I agree.
Okay. I think in terms of the flow, though, I think for a while now we've had that down. I think. Do you think I have this noted down? Smoother transitions. Do you think our transitions are smoother? Because I don't really think they are.
Maybe your editing skills have gotten smoother. I think
Definitely,
that's definitely true. That is,
100% true.
yeah.
That's not even a question. It's funny. I actually went to college. I studied television and radio, like on the production side, and I did a lot of like video editing and all that stuff. I hated that stuff though.
Hmm.
And I graduated, and I was supposed to be, that was my major. I was supposed to be good at it, and I was awful. I couldn't even edit this. When we first started, Brad Dalius, the original producer and third co-host, was supposed to do the editing, and then he was
I
too
thought you were
busy
going
and
to say
didn't
the
do it.
original Brad. People might not even
No.
know my name though. I think everyone might just know me as Sistat here.
Well, it's better that way anyway.
Yeah,
That's the brand.
yeah.
What was I saying?
You were talking about Brad.
Oh yeah. So no. So I had to take over the editing in the very beginning, and actually, Jess was doing at least 80% of the editing. She was helping
Really?
me out like the first couple of episodes.
Wow.
By the way, she created our original she created our original and current YouTube banner.
Mm-hmm.
She created the Instagram account. She created the Instagram logo. She created the podcast logo.
Man.
She did all that. She
Oh
got
my
us started.
gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, though, I took over. I realized, okay, I can actually edit. I started doing it, and I definitely have improved on that. It used to take me a long time to edit an hour episode.
Wow.
Now it takes me a lot quicker.
Good.
But I think, yeah, so back to the transitions, I think maybe you're right. Maybe it's an editing thing. But I think in terms of our conversation, we transitioned about the same. I think maybe we're less concerned about the transition. We just, all right, next topic.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it doesn't have to be formal. I think that's the key thing. Is I think early on we both were kind of making it a little bit more formal than it had to be, and it was weird for us because our conversations are never formal.
For sure. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, it's funny. You listen to a lot of podcasts and like, I don't know, what's a transit? Who cares? Like, what is it? A clever segue to go from one,
Yeah.
one
Sometimes
topic
it
to the
happens
next.
naturally, but
Yeah.
yeah. Do you think that our chemistry has improved?
Yes, and I think I think that was probably mostly my struggle in the beginning because again, I wasn't really having conversations like you and I always have had very good chemistry. Not that we were recording a podcast, but on the phone, our our
Yeah,
phone
for sure.
calls were always very fun and funny, and like we always had very entertaining banter going back and forth. And in the beginning of this, again, I wasn't really, I was holding back and I was trying too hard. So now, yeah, I think that the past few episodes have just been not few, but for a while now, for the past couple months, it's been you and I on the phone, like with some specific like fun, topics and categories sprinkled in there.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. All right, I have here funny or awkward early moments you could look back on. I have something that's very funny to me.
Okay, what do you
But
got?
does anything come to mind for you?
Funny or awkward moments? Not yet. I haven't listened to any of the old stuff in a while. Like not since I remember I listened to our first episode a couple of times just because it was like new and fresh, and I was trying to really
Yeah.
like dissect and analyze. And I don't really think I've like listened to an older. I feel like I listened to the most current one, and I don't really go back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't typically go back either. There's a couple things that have stuck in my head though, and one thing that no one would know probably, or no one would realize, but we used to have like in the first few episodes so many technical issues, and I'll watch we have one right now, but like one of our videos wouldn't work, the audio wouldn't work, and then we had the first couple of episodes where you had the mic like it was echoing, and it was just such a
So
crazy
bad.
echo.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that really badly. That was like the
And then-
one thing when I was asking people for feedback. That was like the one
That
thing
was the
that said
feedback.
was like, "You guys
Oh,
like
yeah.
are really good. Just your microphone sucks."
Well, yeah, and people think that you just got rid of the microphone. You don't have a microphone anymore.
Oh, that's not true.
I know that's not true. You just keep it far away from you.
It's right here. Well, I think if I held it, is that?
Oh God, don't do that.
Right, exactly. Exactly. That's why it is off to the side.
So that's why everybody thinks that you don't have a microphone. You just have it far off to the side now. That's the solution that we came up with.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's something else that I got to share.
Oh God.
So this is really funny, and this is not a podcast. This is not like me or you conversation. This is 100% me not realizing what to do. All right, ready? You can see this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Watch this short.
Yeah, and then I just think the only other thing that's really kind of noteworthy is
Look at the video here.
I remember
Bron's he was just so awesome. Like it's
I mean, how I posted this on YouTube and Instagram. Look at this.
Yep, I remember that.
So I'm not going to promote the artificial intelligence, the AI clip software I use, because they should pay us to promote it. But I thought, hey, pay us, yeah. I thought you put the video in there, you give it some keywords, and it spits out the shorts, and it's good. And you post it.
Yeah.
And then it has
I'm
like
still under that impression.
That's how it works for you. You don't even have to do.
Exactly.
All you do is sit there, come at 7:30, sit down, talk, and then the shorts are out.
Right. Plop
2
it,
days later.
It's like magic. This AI. I thought AI was Allen Iverson, dude. What are we talking about?
That's the true AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those shorts are hilarious. Just watching them, that sticks out to me.
Yeah, visually, they're funny.
Yeah. And I just posted it and like didn't even question it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, some production improvements that I've had help with. I've had help along the way. A little bit from you, and then from different people in my life, friends, family, so on and so forth. So, thumbnails, right? We didn't start doing thumbnails until maybe like 10 episodes ago or something.
Mm-hmm. Is it annoying to make like new thumbnails?
So I do a thumbnails on a website. I'm not going to promote. No, I'll tell you. I do it on Canva, and so I was going to wait till later to thank people but I'll just Jack, my friend Jack, who was on that one episode.
Yeah.
He's more like design oriented. He's much more skilled with Adobe. So he actually put together a bunch of you know how like we have those pictures of us that have like the outline, the little outline around us. So he did that. He also like put together the whole, I guess, the whole model. So now I just pick from different images, and then I create a background for each different episode, and then a caption or change the colors, things like that. But it's not, because he set that up, and I just had to like copy and paste images, and basically all I had to do was get the background for each episode, and then maybe change a couple different things, change a filter. It takes like 5 minutes, but it makes a big difference. The YouTube SEO likes the thumbnails.
You know what you need to do is you need to just put arrows on them. Did you know that? That's like all the YouTubers put just like
so many arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks so ridiculous. Like if you actually take a minute and look at it, it's just like a random arrow pointing to like
it's
nothing.
so ridiculous.
It's so
it's like this guy said this. Like
Yeah.
obviously.
Really just like pointing to like a, I don't know, a
Yeah. No,
football.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then another adjustment, which was made way early on, was the cold opens. Do you remember what we used to do for the intros?
No.
So we pretty much did a couple things. One, we did what we always do now when we're recording. We just start, say, well, I bring us in. I say, welcome to episode 36. We're gonna, we're talking about this, and then we're gonna like briefly touch on the different segments we're gonna talk about. And then we start into the first segment. Then, now what we do now is I clip. So I take a clip, something that's either funny, something that's interesting, something that's a hot take, something that has some sort of disagreement or debate, and put it 20-second, 30-second, 40-second clip in front, and it's the cold open, and then it goes into our
Okay.
podcast jingle.
Okay. Yeah.
But what we used to do was, after the first couple episodes, I made the podcast jingle. So we'd open and say, well, hey, welcome to episode 30. Everyone, welcome to episode 36. We're talking about this next. And then we'd play the jingle.
Right.
And sometimes we'd play the jingle while we're recording it, or sometimes I would just put it in post.
Mm.
And then eventually
Yes, I do remember
realizing
this.
the cold open is probably the best way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab them.
So,
Grab them right from the beginning.
right from the beginning.
Hook them.
By the way, that jingle I found on an AI music site, and I signed up for a free account. I got one jingle for free.
Nice.
And I wanted to get a couple different options, but I didn't want to pay for it at the time. So something to look back at if we want to change it, although I kind of like it. But
I was thinking that we should do like a like that's kind of like the main one, and if there's like a sad, like if one of us, like if I'm ever really sad, you
like a
could do
sad
like
version. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Like you see that on like TV shows. Like
Yeah.
where they change. Yeah, I like that. That's
Yeah.
actually a good idea. Something to look into.
Yeah,
That's good.
I know somebody who uses AI, so I don't think they charge you like per song, right? You sign, it's like a monthly subscription, and you
Yeah, you just have to. Yeah, exactly. You just have to have a subscription. Yep.
yeah, okay,
And we don't need that many songs, though. That's the thing.
yeah, no, I know.
We could sign up with a
I
different
could
account.
I could sign up
Yeah.
for a free
Yeah.
trial and get this ad.
We should do that. That's a very funny idea. I like it. Also, the intros and outros in general. So, I don't know how much you pay attention to this, man. So, I used to, in editing, I used to put in the song, the jingle, and then cut it at a certain point.
Okay.
And fade out. At a certain point, then I edited that and made it into an intro and outro. So the intro faded out earlier, the outro was longer. And the outro faded in. Then, but it was we just had our logo up on the screen. Then I started, this is really funny how I was doing this. So then I started taking images of us or different, the teams, the New York Philly teams, and manually putting them in each like 5-second group while editing. And then I realized this is a complete waste of time. I went to Canva, I created a video, put the jingle in, and I just put images in, and now I use the same one. And then recently I changed some of the images because there was an Aaron Rodgers Jets one. And then there was a different one. I forgot what I used, but I put in the Aaron Glenn hiring. I put in Saquon. Did you see that Saquon? Check it out. Yeah.
I will.
So I changed them a little bit. So. And that's all I have on the production improvements, I think. All right.
Yeah.
Our smooth transition to segment 3.
Yeah.
Let's do some shout outs and gratitude. Why don't you start? You have some people that I know you have some family members that have been subscribers, including your brother from the start. So, and then anyone that's given you feedback, anyone that's anyone that you feel like is worth saying thank you to.
Yeah. I guess I would like to thank, obviously, my brother's like our number one fan. I've got a lot of cousins who listen and subscribe, and they have commented on both Spotify, Spotify, YouTube. My cousin Casey is like a huge big Saquon Barkley fan, so he was following us very closely throughout the Eagles playoff run. I just saw that my cousin Sean listened to our Phillies episode, so hi Sean, thanks for listening, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, I definitely would like to thank the Eagles and the Yankees for making their deep playoff runs.
Yeah.
And I think anyone who's ever asked a subscriber question,
Yeah.
I would like to thank too, because I think it's cool that, people actually want to hear our opinions on stuff. They're not just listening as background noise. Like, they actually want to hear what we have to say, and that is pretty cool. So thanks for listening, and keep it coming.
Yeah, well said. I forgot to mention something about the production aspect, but this is less of a production aspect and more of a outline, the episode plan aspect. But you came up with the idea to mock New York fans on Twitter.
I did. Yeah.
You've eased up on it, though.
I have, but I'll tell you what, the best time to mock New York fans on Twitter is definitely baseball
Yankee season.
Yes. Which is only a few days away. So
we're going to
we
change
will
it
be
to let's
back.
mock Yankee fans on Twitter.
No, because there's going to be plenty of
Giants,
Giants, Knicks in the playoffs. Like there will be. We'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah, back with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you for coming up with the Let's Mock New York fans on Twitter.
You're welcome. Thank you to all you stupid New York fans for giving us good content to mock.
Very nice. Very nice. They appreciate that. So, for me, my wife Jess, she was, like I mentioned earlier, she helped editing, she helped create logos, she did a lot of stuff early on. And a lot of, like, the first few months, she pretty much did every Instagram post was her. Because I had no idea how to do anything on Instagram. I didn't know how to do anything on Canva. I didn't know any of that. So all of our posts, not the reels, but all like the posts, the 500K subscribers, the 200, all that. She used to post like every episode. It's airing on YouTube and Spotify. All of that.
Mm-hmm.
Took care of, helped me with the editing in the beginning. So, because I created the YouTube banner. So yeah, she did a lot. And Brad Dalius. So Brad started because, after Sistad and I decided to do this podcast, I recognized that neither of us know anything about podcasting, we know how to talk about sports and how to talk to each other, but we didn't know anything about how to market it, where to record, how to edit it, how to do clips, how to promote it, anything about it at all. So I reached out to Brad Dalius, who I had did sports talk radio show with in college, and I knew that he had Bomber Nation, and I knew he had some experience with this. He actually for a little bit was running a small business in which new podcasters would hire him to help get them started. So he actually had experience with this, and he had some podcasts of his own back in the day. So he helped create an outline, but really he recommended that we use Riverside. He recommended the Clips software I use, and I'm not going to name. And in terms of like concepts and ideas, I have, even when he stopped podding with us, I had gone to him and asked him what his thoughts were. So he's been helpful along the way. And I mentioned Jack. He helped with, we really wouldn't have these thumbnails without him. And then that fun episode that he did as well. Then people that I know in my life that have been tuning in the entire time. My friend Mike listens to every episode. He actually listens or watches on Spotify or YouTube at double speed, at 2 times speed.
Oh.
I don't know how he does that.
I don't know either.
I asked him, like, do you miss any sort of the comedy, any sort of like funny, like how do you pick up on like jokes and weird, awkward delays and looks, facial expressions? Like, how do you? He's like, no, I got it. I got used to it. You get used to that speed. So he listens to all of his podcasts on like 2 or 3 times. He says on Spotify, he listens like 3 times speed. I'm like, how do you?
Whoa!
It sounds like people mumbling.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know how he does that.
Interesting.
You're baffled.
I am pretty baffled. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would be afraid that I would like miss something.
You definitely know you're a busy person when you have to do that.
Yeah, seriously.
And then my dad's been listening from the start. You know who I think I told you this, not on the pod, I told you this many times. His favorite podcaster of this podcast was actually Brad Dalius.
Wow. Yeah, now he's
Loved
stuck
the
with
way he
us too.
speaks. He said, yeah, he's a great speaker.
He definitely is a really great speaker. He's got like a
for sure.
very, very kind of like calming, like clear voice, very articulate. Definitely a very good speaker. Good
Yeah.
orator.
I've compared his voice to Aaron Boone's.
Oh no. That's the worst thing you can say about him, dude. Come on. I thought you liked the guy. What an insult that is, man.
Oh,
you gotta edit that out, dude. You gotta edit that out.
Edit that out. I will not. And also, like all the guests we have had on. So your brother.
That's what I was gonna say. Yep.
Matt Schulman was on a guest as a Washington fan.
Yep.
And Greg DeSalvo has been on a bunch of Yankees episodes,
Mhm.
including our longest or our most viewed episode ever. After the Yankees lost the World Series, Let's Mourn the Yankees season. That got 2.3K views. So thank you to all of them. And
Absolutely.
and Greg's on the latest Yankee season preview episode that, like I said before, once this is out, that will already be out. So, and if you haven't watched the Yankees preview episodes, the Mets, the Phillies, whatever you're a fan of, check them out. I think we did a pretty good job.
Good. Yeah, I'm sure you guys do a really good job. So
no, I mean on all the preview episodes though.
Oh yeah. I think so. I was a little tired for that Phillies one, as you could tell. I was running out of steam towards the end.
Well, we did the Phillies one first, then the Mets one.
Yeah, I
that
know.
night.
Yeah, that's.
So you're running out of steam for the Mets one or the Phillies one?
The Phillies one. Yeah, the Phillies one.
So you were running out of steam towards the end of the Phillies one. You were out of steam for the Mets one.
Yes, exactly.
It didn't sound like that. I thought it was good.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah. Calling me salty for not believing in the Mets. A salty Yankees fan.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me if I could smell the salt.
It's not like you, man.
All right, what else? Future of the podcast. I don't think, for me, the future has changed much. I don't view this much differently. I think it's... Well, actually, let me take a step back on that. If we were at like 200 subscribers right now, and we got like 20 views on an episode, and even our like friends and family who are really trying to support us just couldn't even watch it, would we continue or would we stop?
Good question. I think that we would probably continue for a little while longer until, I don't know, life gets in the way or, it's just not fun anymore. But I still think that it's fun. So, yeah, I agree with you. Nothing's really changed for me. It's just it's more exciting that more people listen.
The dream is that we can do this full time. Whether that's how realistic that is, I don't think either of us really believe that it's that realistic, but we'll see. We'll keep going. There should be exponential growth. We should get to 2,000 quicker than we got to 1,000, and so on and so forth.
Okay, that'd be great.
Let's see. Anything we should do going forward? What should we do differently? What should we add to it? Any specific episode ideas? Anything that comes to your mind?
I think that we need to do a live one, where you and I sit in the same room and record one. I think that we should try to go to a game or something at some point, catch a baseball game or
and do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good.
Something like that.
When you say a live one, you mean just record together in the same room instead of like a virtual. You don't mean live stream.
Right. That is what I mean. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. We definitely should do that. I think there is a difference in podcasts that do that. I think it's better.
Yes. I agree.
I like that. Let's do it. We definitely should do that. I agree. What about in terms of content? Is there anything that have you talked to anyone? Has anyone given you any feedback that they wish you talked more about this or less about this? Anything like that?
No, but I think that we should I feel like we started to mess around with lists and rankings and stuff, and we got away from that. Probably because of the Eagles, because they just kind of dominated the past few months. But everyone loves lists. Everyone loves to just talk about why their list is better than yours and why your list sucks and so on and so forth.
Oh
So,
yeah.
And I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for it too. I mean, I love a good ranking. I will admit it.
What are we were going to do?
I feel like we could do one like every week, really.
Every week where there's not like more of a specific topic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we could think of something to do, if not every week, every other week. Yeah.
We talked about doing one, and then we were about to do it, and then didn't do it because we didn't have the time to put the rankings together.
Yeah.
What was that about? What was that for again?
I don't remember.
Oh, I know what it was.
It was all time.
It was
seasons.
the best all time New York and Philly sports seasons.
Yes, individual
and then
seasons.
You weren't sure like how far back we should go, and but I was like, well, I kind of want to include Babe Ruth in that, but that's kind of far back, so I don't know. Well,
it's really.
I think that's
far
a good
back.
idea. I think that's a good idea, though. Okay. And then I think we should brainstorm on some other rank. I do agree. People love rankings.
Love it.
None of your Philly fans, and I don't mean Phillies, I mean Philadelphia sports fans, say, like, stop with the New York sports. I want to hear my teams.
No.
Okay. I have one friend, actually I mentioned earlier, Mike, the one who watches that double speed.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps saying, talk more about the Knicks. I told him this isn't a Knicks pod, though.
We will. There's going to be a time in the near future that the Knicks they'll basically be the Eagles. There will be nothing else to talk about except for the Knicks.
Well, there'll be baseball.
Yeah, but nobody really cares about baseball in May. I mean, they just don't. It's true.
I mean, obviously I do, but yeah, the vast majority of people do not. No.
Yes.
And even if I care about it, there's only so much you could say week after week about baseball.
Exactly. Yes. And here's all the coverage you need in April and May. It's early. That's all you have to say. Is it's early. Don't worry about it. It's early, and you're good.
That's true.
So yeah,
what if the Knicks lose?
Yeah, we'll be talking.
The Knicks might lose in
lots.
The Knicks might lose in the first round. Oh, we forgot something. This just reminded me. One thing that we've improved on, and I think we both try to improve on, but clearly it's not perfect. Talking over each other.
Okay. Well, if you say so, good.
It's easier to do when you're in the same room, like you were saying before.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
I think we've gotten better at it. You don't?
I do. No, I said I agree with you.
Okay. Good.
What do you think the most like fun episode or like funny segment or like topic we ever did was?
I think the funniest clip is when we were talking about bullpen phones.
Okay. Yeah, that was funny.
And
Someone
I think
got really mad at you for that. Yeah.
The people were really mad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's so funny.
People were commenting like,
we get so worked up.
Yeah, like there's a reason why they do it. MLB's listening.
Yeah.
He's listening. Like they couldn't. Oh my god, it's so
listening
funny.
to hey, start warming up Hoffman.
Yeah.
Big intel you're getting there.
I'm trying to think.
So I still think the most fun and like the hardest I've laughed, and I still think the funniest thing that we've done is the Santa Claus snowballs episode.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That produced some really good content and some really good clips, and I thought that was really funny. And I think we should just post that like every year.
Every Christmas.
Yes.
That's actually what I was planning on doing. I never even voiced that to you, but yes, we're in agreement. We'll just repost that every Christmas that time of year, and then we don't have to record an episode.
Oh, we could do an introduction. Maybe talk for 10 minutes and then say,
okay,
bring it back.
Yeah, I think that's a good episode. I like that one. How about it's hard to remember, but I know. Every time after the Eagles run or during the Eagles run when I just played those old clips of you saying how the
Yes, that
season
was
was
very
over.
funny. Very funny.
Those are good. Those are good.
Very good. Yeah.
What about in our argument debate episode?
Yeah, it was fun.
You didn't have fun?
I did have fun. I just think that the Santa Claus one was way funnier. I think we
Oh, the
could
Santa
just
Claus.
like the
Yeah.
Santa Claus one. I think like you could put that on like so. I think I told you, but we had that on like at my family's Christmas gathering, and like everyone was laughing really hard, and it was really funny. And I think it was the first time that I had seen it too. Um, and it was cool. It was a kind of a weird experience, like watching yourself up on the screen with the rest of like your family there, and like the kids were there, and like they obviously don't really get the jokes or anything, so they were like, "What are you
Obviously.
guys watching?" And we kept shooing them away. But that was funny. Yeah, that's like a good cool memory of mine from
Yeah,
this whole thing.
I like when I think you opened up and I asked you so what happened? And you went into like this sarcastic,
Yeah,
like, well, it's pretty self-explanatory.
yeah.
Santa Claus was, it was everyone. Santa Claus came in and on Christmas, and he went to cheer everyone up, and Eagles fans were just started throwing snowballs because
For
they're
no
just
reason.
angry.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. There's no context. He just came out. He was giving candy canes out, and they all just, they started
And
assaulting him.
And as you were describing it, and you said, and you were saying that everybody, the kids started throwing snowballs, and I was like the quarterback, the coach, or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
But yeah, and then you said the quarterback knocked Santa out, hit him in his glasses.
7-step drop, bang.
That's right. All right. Thank you to all 1,001 subscribers. At the time this is posted, it's probably more.
Hope
Check
so.
out our Yankees season preview episode, our Mets season preview episode, Phillies season preview episode, and if you really are a hardcore fan of this podcast or just want to laugh, like I was saying, go check out the original episode and see the difference.
Hold on. Everyone needs to know that the only reason you concocted this whole 1,000 subscribers celebration episode is because I am kicking your ass in March Madness.
Do you think that's the reason?
Oh my god, I think that's the reason. I think you are embarrassed. And listen, there's no shame. No one watches more college hoops than me, dude. So, I mean...
Oh, you did a much better job at guessing who wins.
Oh, dude,
100%.
no. You thought it was a guess that I thought Clemson was going to lose? Dude, nobody's watched more McNeese hoops than me this year. And I could tell you that their two-man game between their two-guard and their center is
You didn't even watch
automatic,
that game
dude.
at all, did you? You didn't even watch the game, did you?
The dunker spot, that's another big thing that basketball podcasts say is the dunker spot. So yeah, man, their two-man game was working. Point guard would penetrate and the center was sitting right there in the dunker spot. And, it was just, everybody knew it was going to happen. Anybody who's watched college basketball, it was like the least surprising thing ever.
Dude, we get it. You're making shit up. All right, can I give you an update on the score?
Yes, please do.
You have 62 points. I have 50.
Oh, really? It's that close?
It's not close. In the first round, we both had 24 wins.
Wow.
You had 6 upsets. I had 4 upsets, so you had a 36-32 lead. In the second round, you had 11 wins. I had 9 wins. You had 2 upsets. I had 0, so you outscored me 26-18. 62-50.
62-50.
But my championship finalist St. John's is out.
So funny story. So here's how much I just don't. We don't have to go. Obviously we know my feelings on college sports in general. College basketball stinks. College football is awful.
It doesn't meet your elitist standards.
Maybe. I mean, look, if you live in the middle of...
I'm just joking with you. It's fine.
Well, hold on. I think that there's something to that. Like, if you live in Kentucky and like there's no professional sports teams around and like you want to go watch games and like okay, like that I guess I understand that. But yeah, when you live near a major metropolitan area where there's no, you know, relevant college teams around and there's no, you know, you have all four
There's relevant college
major
teams around, though.
sports. Like who?
And Philly, for you, Nova.
Yeah, okay, sure.
For New
Um,
York, I mean, St. John's has been better for a long time, but like people, they play at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, but okay, fine, fair. But
Rutgers.
so my a lot of times just the way that my brain works is I associate certain colleges with colors. Right? I don't know. Do you do that? Is that like a weird thing? Like when I think of a college, I don't know. I'll think of their colors in my head.
I don't
right?
do that, but that sounds like what non-sports fans do with sports teams in general.
Yes. Okay. So that makes sense because I'm not a college sports fan. So I'm watching. Kids are napping yesterday. I open up the ESPN app.
I know
so
where this is going.
no,
I know
no,
where this
you
is going.
you don't. You have no idea where
do.
this is going.
Oh, I
so
know.
I'm telling you, you don't. So I open up the app. So mind you, when I sent you my bracket, I told you that I was riding Cooper Flag till the wheels fell off. And your response was, "Isn't he hurt?" And I said, "No, I read he's going to play."
Oh, I knew you were making that up. Your responses.
No, I did read that, but who knows how, who the hell knows? It could have been some
You read one
troll
thing in
on
one
Twitter.
little place.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
of course. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I know. I know when
So-
you say you read something, what it means.
Yeah. So I have no idea. And dude, I was checking this so minimally over the weekend. I did watch a little bit of the game, like a couple of the games towards, late yesterday, like from 4 o'clock on. And I put some on before I was going to bed. Don't really care. I mean, I really don't care if I win our bracket challenge or not. So I'm sitting out back yesterday. Me and Jenna, we're just hanging out because it was kind of nice out. So we're just sitting there. Kids are sleeping, and I open up the app and again, I have no idea if Cooper Flag is even playing because I did not check any scores. I didn't update. I didn't look at his status or anything. So
You didn't watch any of the games?
I did not watch any of the games until Sunday.
Okay. Continue the
so-
story.
So I open up my ESPN app. I'm like, let me just see what's going on. So Duke was playing Baylor in round 2, right? Baylor is green and yellow. That's what my mind associates Baylor with.
Okay.
So I go, okay. Let me just check the score. Let me see what's going on. I think they're playing right now. Let me just see what's going on. So I open up my my ESPN app. I see Duke basketball is playing, and I go to the box score, and I'm looking, and I don't see flag in the box score. So I'm like, oh my god, is this guy not playing? Like, did I just fall for some fake injury report? And then I look back again, and it says Duke, and the top thing was Oregon. Duke was playing Oregon. So I thought in my head, green and yellow. And I'm like, no, I'm not seeing his name in the box score. I don't know what's going on. Like, my whole bracket is going to be screwed. And it turns out that I was checking the score of the women's basketball game because it was Duke versus green and yellow. And I just read it really quickly, and I knew they were both playing like around the same time. Well, I didn't know the women were playing, but I knew that the men were playing at the same time. But yeah, I'm opening up the box score, thinking like they're playing the green and yellow team, but I don't see Flag's name anywhere, and I had a little bit of a panic.
That is very funny. That's good. You're right. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
I thought you were just going to say you were looking at the wrong matchup or something.
No.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, green
I'm
and
sure
yellow.
you're not alone in that. I'm sure you're not alone in.
I'm sure. Yes. But yeah, just the fact that I was checking the box score looking for Flag and didn't see him anywhere.
Watching Duke, though, It's amazing how much this dude stands out compared to everybody else. And I've been watching so much of this tournament. The difference between Cooper Flag and everyone else is just astronomical.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
crazy.
there's that kid on McNeese, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of good players, but
VCU's
it
got
is.
some, I can't even get. Oh, I can't even get it out.
Anyway, you're in the lead. You're in the lead.
By
We
two,
did not
okay.
do this episode. I did not concoct this idea of the episode to distract from you winning in the
Kicking
guessing
your
point,
ass.
the guessing bracket, the guessing bracket that you haven't been watching. You could have filled out the women's bracket and you wouldn't have known.
Maybe I did.
You probably were watching the women's game. You didn't even know the difference. You're like, I don't know.
No, but I did. I watched some of the Duke game yesterday. And yeah, he's great. Hopefully the 76ers can get him in the draft because that would be nice. They have a chance.
They won't. You know they won't.
Dude, they are going to be in the lottery. Like,
oh, they're going to be in the lottery.
They're
going to be in the lottery.
They've got they will have the new like rules of the lottery is like the top
of course.
five
The top
teams.
the top three have the same percentage, and then the fourth has a little bit less, and the fifth has a little bit less, something like that. But they're guaranteed a top 5 pick, I think, or something like that.
Who?
If you're in the top 5 or 6, you're guaranteed a top 5 pick, I think, or something like that. I think maybe if you're like the bottom 3, you're guaranteed a top 5. There's something like that.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay.
Yeah, man, how things fallen.
They have a chance, though. They have a chance to capture the flag, dude.
So you're rooting against the Sixers for the Sixers.
Yes.
Something you said that you probably would never do.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been watching much. I've been following,
You're passively rooting for them to lose. You're not watching the game like, lose.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. It's much easier to root for them without watching. Root for them to lose without watching.
This guy Grimes is the man.
QG, I know.
Grimes. I've always known that. I mean, I'm a big Grimes guy,
Oh, God.
Loved him coming out of college.
It doesn't matter who the Sixers or any of the teams that you root for receive. If you don't know the player, you just assume he sucks.
That's right.
Yeah. Because your knowledge you're just so dialed into every player.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do think it's so funny, though, how some people just, have, I don't know, it's like, some of these basketball podcasts you listen to, it's like, are you really, grinding tape on the 9th man for the Chicago Bulls? I don't understand. How do you, I guess if it's your job and, instead of going to work at 8 o'clock in the morning and, you try to sell windows, you just go and watch the Chicago Bulls bench. It's I guess if it's your job,
I don't know if I'd want to. I don't know if I'd actually like that job. I feel like that's, as much as I love sports and dissecting sports, I don't know if I'd like having to always 24/7 be stay in tune with what's going on. That's a lot of pressure, I feel like.
Well, I don't think so. Again, I think if it's your job and again, you show up at 8 o'clock in the morning and that's what you do, then I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I guess compared to other things we have to do for work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it.
All right. Well, thanks again.
We are at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Good
Coming
work.
for 2,000. Yeah, you too.
Yeah. We'll do this again. Should we do it again at 1,500 or 2,000?
2,000,
right?
2,000.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. If for some reason you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. You're going to get us to 2,000.
Please do.
We'll see you next time.
Silly pride insists that's all. Andrew rapping and wild bulls. Together they talk sports and dreams. Right behind the scenes. It seems. Filbert and wide. Hear the call. Who's the greatest? Who will fall with this rivalry? Loud and clear. Join the chat. It's time to hear. Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, sis, that Brad unite. Philly and Y in the spotlight.